Hello and welcome to CadoinkStudios. I'm Cadoink,
And I'm Boisterous.
and we have a game for you today on Cloud Kingdom between two very good players. We have spawning in the top right corner LiquidHerO, the red Protoss hero, and his opponent is the blue Terran SeleCT. Boisterous, tell me what you think of Cloud Kingdom. Tell me what you think of Terran vs Protoss.
Well, I mean, I love Cloud Kingdom as a map, but I feel that it's definitely going to be Protoss favored. It's just one of those maps that's always like that, because Protoss just has so many ways they can go on this map. They can forge FE if they really want to, although it doesn't look like Hero's going to be going for that with his pylon spawning up on the ramp right now. And yeah, Cloud Kingdom is just, it's so good for Protoss because it's so easy to secure your third.
Yeah, being a Terran player, I definitely agree with that. I had some trouble yesterday actually playing on this map against Protoss players, losing a few games. And yeah, it looks like SeleCT is going to be going for a wall off at his choke, probably in anticipation of very strong early Protoss attacks, especially on this map.
Yeah, I mean, the Terran wall off at the choke is just a very standard build to play. We have the probe going in for a bit of a harassment on that building SCV, but a beautiful pull off is going to stop that as soon as it starts.
Yeah.
And LiquidHerO is just building more probes, more pylons. He hasn't actually dropped his gateway yet, so it looks like he's going to be going for a fairly late gateway, either 15 or 16. It looks like it's going to be 15.
Actually, he's sending his probe down. He might be going for an expansion here right away with this probe in the NAT at this time, and he's going to be floating up to the 400 minnow mark. In fact, yes, we do see the Nexus going down. I think this is just like you were saying earlier, that Protoss can afford to do this on Cloud Kingdom. In the meantime, SeleCT almost has his barracks done, and looks like he's going to be popping out a Marine, opting not to get the gas at 13 or 15, so I do believe that he might be going for a fast expansion of his own.
Yeah. We have a hidden barracks going down for SeleCT actually, so it might be a bit of 2 racks pressure.
Yeah, I just saw that.
That's going down at third.
Yeah,
so that's going to be a bit of a surprise for Hero, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be very strong against this early Nexus play by Hero. So we'll have to see what he's going to do. Maybe throw down some good force fields, or I don't know. I don't know what he's going to have to do against this.
Well, I'm guessing he's going to go for some sort of cannon play, because he is dropping that forge already, and he doesn't have any gas. And he does manage to stop the bunker from going down, and that bunker was going down right next to his geyser at his natural. But another one is going to try to go down.
Yeah, I do see the bunker going down at this time, a Marine popping up as well as another SCV. The Nexus does just now finish, and it is cancelled. Wow, very interesting, right as it finishes. And he is just now getting his first assimilator, so this is going to be very interesting. Probably putting a photon cannon up on the high ground, as well as having some probes to maybe block off and do some extra damage.
Yeah, that was a really, really nice play from SeleCT, stopping Hero from getting that Nexus as soon as it was about to finish. And that actually is going to hinder Hero quite a bit. I'm not sure how he plans to come back from that, because losing a Nexus as soon as it's about to finish this early in the game is pretty not good. Not good at all.
Yeah, I agree with that. We do see that SeleCT has salvaged the bunker, and he is taking control of this watchtower with 3 Marines. This Zealot is effectively shut down because of that, but another one is on the way to help him out. A few more Marines, though, coming in for SeleCT to reinforce those 3 Marines at the watchtower.
Yeah, now SeleCT is going to be the one that's far ahead as far as his natural timing goes. His natural is already a third complete just as the Nexus is going down. So he's definitely going to have the early economic advantage in this game.
Yeah, and we just saw some very nice micro by SeleCT, moving his Marines around, not taking any damage, well, maybe a little bit of damage from one of the Zealots, and managing to pick the other one off. A Stalker now on the way for Hero, trying to pick off these Marines, as well as he's trying to retake that Nexus.
Yeah, and you know what, Cadoink? This is really not looking great for Hero. His Nexus is actually, he might manage to keep this Nexus alive with a couple of chrono boosted Stalkers, but really he is just under a lot of pressure right now. One of his Stalkers almost goes down. It's at 14 life. 4 life now. Man, is almost getting sniped.
Yeah, Hero's one of the best at what he does, and part of that is micro, keeping both his Stalkers alive and managing to pick off that Marine force.
Yeah, that was some pretty beautiful micro. He basically just took 8. I think, if you count the Zealot that he lost when he was falling back to his base, that was an 8-4-1 trade
Yeah.
as far as units go.
Actually, if we look
And
at the units lost tab, we do see that it is in Hero's favor at about 200 minerals ahead. And
yeah,
yeah, I mean, if you look at it at the units he has, 3 of the 4 are in the red, which I think is pretty good on his part, keeping them alive.
yeah. But definitely going on the offensive with 3 out of 4 units in the red against a bunker isn't the greatest decision of all time. I bet he's just going to kind of sit there and try to contain him, but
Yeah.
at this point it doesn't matter. Select has taken what I would think is the economic lead, just because of the speed of his natural.
Yeah, if we look at the income tab, he's floating at around 300-400 minerals ahead of Hero at this time. And he does have this
Yeah.
bunker preventing LiquidHerO from coming in and doing any extra damage.
And these Marines are moving out of the bunker and actually doing a lot of damage to the Stalker Zealot force, sniping off the Zealot, and severely damaging a few Stalkers.
Yeah, and he finally has this Marauder out, which does huge amounts of damage to Stalkers. Even going to be putting him up on this high ground.
That's definitely the right play at this point, I feel.
Yeah.
And it's going to need a couple of pot shots off on one Stalker.
Yeah. Very nice by Select, sending his Marines forward again to try to pick one of them off. He does get one of them, and he's going to be trying to get another, but Hero runs away.
Yep, I don't think Hero's going to try to push that advantage again. He is massing up a fairly large amount of sentries, along with already dropping his third. So Hero is just going for really, really kind of a risky economic build at this point.
Yeah, I think he knows he needs some sort of advantage, so he's going to be taking this third. And like you said before, on Cloud Kingdom, he can protect this pretty easily, especially with that large amount of sentries. He's going to have a huge amount of force fields that he can just throw down at any given time.
Yeah, and basically if he just splits up those sentries left, there's like 2 staying at his main and then sends all of the rest of them to his natural. He's basically going to be indestructible, just because of those force fields.
Yeah, and so his econ is great right now. If we look at the income tab, he's keeping up with Terran's mules, and he is also ahead in the harvester count.
Yeah, he's actually 8 workers, 9 workers ahead right now. That's pretty scary. Yeah. He also has 7 gateways, I think. Yeah, 7 gateways built.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to be going for a very gateway-heavy play. Probably won't see a robotics facility for a while.
Yep. And we have the Twilight Council finally coming down, so a bit of a late Twilight Council in comparison to the 7 gateways, but definitely going to be a gateway play.
Yeah, do you think we're going to see Zealot Legs or Blink in this game?
Honestly, at this point, I'd have to say Zealot Legs, but Blink is always there. I'd say Zealot Legs just because of the amount of sentries and Zealots he already has down.
Yeah.
However, at the same time, he might just go for something crazy like a DT play or a HT play.
Yeah.
And just completely forego Legs and Blink.
We do see he is moving out at this time because he did spot this command center going down for Select. Select opting to do this third now at the 11-minute mark, and he will be swinging around and trying to put some pressure on it.
Of course, the third is already getting lifted up and returned to the main.
Yeah.
So this looks like it's just going to be a macro orbital, just dropping down some mules for the other 2 expansions.
Yeah, that's still very useful. We see a lot of players doing this. Empire Cause is someone who I find is really good at getting a macro orbital and casting down mules or scans when he needs them.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, I definitely need to say that LiquidHerO is ahead as far as economy goes. Actually, pretty far ahead. Even with the mules, he's still hovering at about 400 minerals more, and about 100 gas.
Yeah, we did see a drop up at the top corner with some really bizarre, cool marine micro spinning around some zealots and picking them off. Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. I think that Select has really lost an advantage he had in the early game, and he's going to need to make a big play to kind of catch back up.
Yeah, it definitely is. And this drop is going to get sniped. I don't think it actually killed anything, so that was pretty not the most effective thing ever. I think he should have lifted up and run it away. But
I agree with that. He didn't even put pressure on, and we do see Blink actually coming out, which I think is interesting considering how many zealots he has. Oh wait, he does actually already have Zealot legs, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. And he's going for a Robo facility and a Templar Archives at this point. I think the facility is mainly just going to be for observers, although I guess I could see him going for a couple of Immortals. But I doubt he's going to be going for any sort of heavy Colossus play, especially with High Templars on the way.
We do see almost an engagement here in the middle with the Marines and Marauders down on the low ground with the Watchtower. He's going to be able to see LiquidHero's entire army, and I don't know if he wants to engage it at this time.
Yeah, it looks like LiquidHero is actually going to back off. And Hero is surprisingly not getting any upgrades, especially considering how early he got his Forge out just to defend against that bunker rush. But he's still at 0-0-0.
Yeah.
Or no, he just got his +1.
Right, and Select is working on his 2-2 at this time. Hero actually moving back and getting some Archons, which I think is going to be really strong against this army. However, there are 4 Ghosts on the field for Select, which they're going to be able to EMP those Archons, and that's going to do a lot of damage to LiquidHero.
Yeah. And Hero, of course, proving how not as good as him I am, is going for Colossus.
Yeah.
With that Robo Bay coming down.
We do see an EMP on a good amount of units, and he is scanning and trying to move up and get some EMPs off, but we do see a cannon here for LiquidHero, which surprisingly is actually doing pretty well. Select moving forward with his Marines and Marauders, getting some good force fields, splitting his army in half, and now LiquidHero is coming in and cleaning up the force with his Stalkers and Zealots.
Yeah, that was a pretty beautiful engagement for LiquidHero. He had just had a beautiful spread of his units right before that engagement started, and then the perfect force field splitting right in half, and then just coming in from all 3 sides and destroying his army. Yeah,
that's something that Protoss is very good at flanking Terran armies and cutting them in half like that. I love the force field play by Hero.
Yep, and he's now approximately 2,000 resources ahead as far as units lost goes, which is definitely a really nice spot to be in.
Yeah, wow, I just noticed that. That's pretty good, and we do see an observer on the field, as well as Hero being very active at keeping some things around the map and making sure that Select doesn't have any hidden bases going down or anything cheeky like that. Yeah,
and some actually really nice Zealot harassment is going into the 3rd right now, sniping off quite a few SCVs.
Yeah. We do see a ton of SCVs on the refinery. Had like all of them on there. I think he may have misclicked them instead of running them away.
Either that or he was just trying to stack them up and get them away from the Zealots and so that his Marauders could come around from the side.
That's true. That's smart.
However, he still has 5 Harvesters on that refinery.
Does he?
So that's definitely a misclick. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, that's not very good. We do see another command center being built for him at this time, and Hero, has done very well at keeping Select back in his base and pressured, and we do actually see Storm being researched at this time.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that Storm didn't come out earlier, because Storm is just so good against the Bio Ball from the Terran forces.
Yeah, don't I know it. Yeah, I'm surprised too that it's this late, as well as the Colossi. The Colossi is fairly late too. First Colossi at the 18-minute mark.
Yeah, he's really kind of not had any really amazing splash damage up until this point. The only thing he's really had is the Archon. However, with beautiful force field play, I guess it really doesn't matter.
And we do see he's pressuring the 4th here, so Select will not be able to take that.
Yeah, and that's definitely very annoying for Select, especially considering the fact that Hero's 4th is already almost... actually, it's about half saturated.
Yeah.
That's definitely not where you want to be as Select.
Yeah, we do see 76 Harvesters for LiquidHero, with 61 for Select, so he is quite ahead. Hero's quite ahead economically.
Yep. Yeah. And this army that's just amassing outside of the front door of Select is getting quite scary, especially because he's actually going for upgrades now. He's going to get his +3 attack pretty soon, and +3 armor is on the way.
Yeah, and we do see 2 High Templar as well as 2 Colossi now, so we will be able to get those storms off, and we see some Vikings coming out. 6 of them actually for Select, which is going to be good against those Colossi. However, he's going to have to land EMPs on those storms, or else he'll be in a lot of trouble.
I mean, the major issue for Select right now is that I think this is too many Vikings. He's even making another 3 to deal with 2 Colossus, so that's going to be 9 Vikings at 2 supply cost. That's just 18 food that's not in your actual
Yeah,
army.
he's going to have to make sure he lands them. And we do see an attack on Select's third at this time. Some Zealots as well as an Archon coming in, trying to pick off some SCVs. Even a High Templar to get a feedback off. Going to be doing some scary damage to Select, but Select does hold it off quite nicely.
And Select is actually moving almost his entire army away from his main, which I don't think is the right decision at this point in time. I feel like if Hero had actually committed right there, he might just, destroy Select.
Yeah, very much a risk by Select. In fact, we do see LiquidHerO is sending a War Prism into the back of Select's natural. He's going to be dropping 2 High Templars as well as some Zealots. And, oh, he's actually just leaving the Zealots in the natural and sending the High Templar to the main, as well as warping in some Zealots into the main. Very nice play by LiquidHerO.
Oh, some beautiful storms going down on the Vikings. These Vikings are almost all in the red right now. One more storm and they're going to be completely mopped up.
Yeah, wow. A lot of damage going down to the Viking. I think we might be off by about 10 seconds or so, just to let you know. And we do see that LiquidHerO is moving in and stopping Select from taking an expansion, being very active at controlling this whole bottom portion of the map. However, one of the Colossi does go down, and yeah, it's kind of a standstill at this point.
Yeah, so those Vikings are kind of paying for themselves. However, it's just, I still feel that it's too many Vikings.
Yeah, I agree, especially now that there's just one Colossi.
Yeah.
We do see that Hero has taken a 5th and 6th base, while Select has finally gotten his 4th on the ground. However, I don't know how long it'll be able to be there, considering how active Hero has been bumping back and forth on this map.
Yeah, and this is, I'm hoping that I'm not too far off where you're actually not watching
Yeah, I'm seeing a huge engagement
now.
right now. Zealot's coming in, just trashing everything. A lot of Stalkers still alive, and we do see that the Vikings are just sitting here now because there are no more Colossi. They really should land or do something at least. And Hero just barely holding this off by the skin of his teeth.
Yeah, and Hero actually had an amazing play there, having a speed prism filled with 4 High Templar, basically protecting them from any sort of EMPs where he could just drop them on the ground, have them cast all their storms, and then pick them right back up again.
Yeah, very good play by LiquidHerO. We do see a bunch of Archons being morphed in at this time. 6 of them. Wow, it's a large amount of Archons.
Yeah.
And Select's finally got his 4th down with quite a bit of mules doing some mining there. You really should probably build another sensor tower or something, because that's very undefended. The only thing defending it is that planetary fortress.
That sensor tower is actually not in the best position at all. It's kind of covering the way into the main, but like that doesn't matter.
It. We do see at the very edge there's a High Templar kind of sitting at this base that Select could be taking. In fact, he is sending a 5th, his 5th down to the bottom right base.
Yep, but we do have a giant move out from LiquidHerO with just a massive Archons going right for us.
Yeah, these Archons should be able to clean up this planetary fortress up real quick. And Select moving in with his units, sending his Vikings forward to pick off the Colossi. Going to try to get some good EMPs on these High Templar, but it looks like there's just too large a force of Archons, and Select's having to move back at this time.
Yeah, and just beautiful EMPs going down for Select, going to help him mop up those Archons really strongly.
He does finally land his Vikings.
Yeah, Ghosts
they
are pretty good.
Ghosts are very good. You gotta have them in TvP, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
We do see at the same time some Zealots and an Archon trying to shut down this base that Select tried to take. In fact, the one at the bottom right was taken out as well because there was a pylon there. And it's just looking very bad for Select at this point.
Yeah, he is, basically a paltry force at this point compared to Heroes, and there goes the GG.
Yeah, that happened about 3 seconds after you said it. Ah, that's fine.
Ah, damn.
I don't think anyone was surprised by that. So yeah, that was a very
Yeah.
good game by LiquidHerO. Came back from a very nice early pressure by Select. It's very hard to deal with that giant Protoss ball, especially with storms going down. It's hard to make sure you're EMPing, getting the right amount of Vikings up. I think Select
Yeah.
did well, but he could have done better, and it lost him the game.
Yeah, I think I don't know, I feel like he kind of kept on MMM for too long, because LiquidHerO ended up just going for all of the right counters for, MMM, and then just completely destroying Select's
Yeah.
army.
Yeah, I agree with that completely. So, anyway, thanks for watching. This is Cadoink at CadoinkStudios, and I'm here with Boisterous. Boisterous, would you like to do any shout-outs?
Yeah, you guys, if any of you want to watch any other games I've commentated, you can head on over to BoisterousSC2 youtube.com/user/BoisterousSC2.
And yeah, and
And
check out CadoinkStudios at www.youtube.com/CadoinkStudios. And yeah, thanks a lot for watching.